What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel as well as on Twitch, so make sure you come by and say hello. This video is also brought to you by my music, which is available anywhere you stream music under the name Aftersound, and I do have a new song out recently called Don't Forget About Me, the Supernova version, so check it out. Let me know what you think, and I appreciate the support. All right, guys, I want to give a quick shout out to Beaker for gathering this data and to Azurcon for presenting it here in a very nice way when it comes to survival mode, because I was fascinated by this. You know, we keep hearing about survival mode and just kind of like top players. And I don't know what they're earning. I mean, I know it's significantly high, but then two, these top players are not actually earning as much as you would think. Just because they are at the top of the league or whatever doesn't mean that they are raking it all in. And so what I mean by that, okay, so Vugtis obviously has probably one of the deepest collections in the game. And so as Azurcon says here, if you are like, you know, basically it's people that he wasn't expecting that were in like the top 50 accounts that earned SPS, or the amount of SPS that they earned for survival mode. So I'm just going to go down here to the chart. You can see he kind of broke it up pretty nicely here from wild, survival, and then of course modern. But I think that it's easier to see here that Tryhard 65, right, and Draytech are the top two accounts in terms of how much they earned from survival mode in season 157. I'm assuming that's either the last season or maybe a season before. I'm not sure. But they earned 83,000 SPS and 82,000 SPS respectively in that season just from survival mode. So you can see that they're not spending much time in modern, although I mean 1,000 SPS in modern isn't bad, and wild is pretty decent too for, you know, 3,300 SPS there. Shout out to Jeff Opens Cards at number 3, but it's a significant drop off from 80, you know, mid 80 or low 80,000s to 56,000, and then some other names that we'll recognize here, right? This is Neil McSpadden at 44,000, Michael B at 41,000, Instrumental down at 29,000, right? And shout out to DJ, rounding out the top 10 with 20,000 SPS earned in a single season. So what's fascinating to me is that there's a lot of opportunity here, and you don't need to have the largest collection. I'm not quite sure what the strategy is here. I mean, aside from the depth of collection, maybe if your cards are too good is what I'm expecting. If your cards are too good, someone like Vugtis, then you go up and there's just not enough match liquidity for you. But if you're kind of just staying down in the lower regions, bouncing around, but you have a decent depth of cards that you can go and play, and you know, you win some, you lose some, you kind of stay in the gold, diamond range. Again, this is me just speculating. There's a lot of SPS to be earned. So, you know, he kind of lists it out here saying that alone is not very good news. I don't have modern wild data for the season 157. But, you know, you can see here that match liquidity is still a major issue. And that is leading to the amount of SPS people are able to win from this. So this should be the point in time. And I think maybe we're all just either distracted with land, Conclave Arcana, or both. But this should be like the incentive for people to want to get into survival mode, especially because of how cheap a lot of the Chaos Legion cards are. I think we're just getting, you know, to throw out an ag term, we're getting fire hosed with so much cool stuff from the Splinterlands team that nobody's really seeing the opportunity that exists in survival mode if you're willing to go through and get the cards and play with that, you know, a deeper liquidity. So I don't know. To me, it was fascinating just to kind of go through this and see all the data here. I want to give a shout out again to not Vugtis, but to Azurcon. Make sure you go and upvote this on Hive or Hive blog or Peak D, just to show your support there. But again, there's tremendous opportunity here. And I want to be very clear, because I know a lot of people love to, you know, get on the whole, the investment or how much money, blah, blah, blah. Sure. Yes, this is about making money, right? That there is how much, you know, SPS has value, and we're talking about how much SPS people are earning. But if you're just looking for other ways to participate in the game, you want to collect cards, that is what survival mode is for. And survival mode, as of right now, seems to be presenting a pretty decent opportunity for you to collect way more SPS, like an outsized amount of SPS compared to the other formats. And again, because of the depth of volume and liquidity that we have on Chaos Legion cards, because they were overprinted, let's be honest, right? Because they were overprinted, it's giving you that opportunity to buy a ton of cards super cheap. Now, Again, I'm not saying that those cards are going to go up in value. I'm not saying that they're cheap in terms of like their intrinsic value. I'm literally saying relative to other cards on the marketplace, whether that's the set before them, so Untamed, or the set after them, Rebellion, or this brand new set, which obviously we don't know what the pricing is going to be just yet, but my assumption is that's going to be closer to Rebellion as people are only buying what they need. That makes Chaos Legion very cheap relatively as an overall set, and it's probably still dominating. You could probably still have a pretty decent time in survival mode, a pretty decent win rate or success rate in survival mode, just having a lot of those cards. So I don't know. I just, like I said, I just want to share this data with you. It was fascinating to me, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below, especially those of you out there who are having success in survival mode. If you're willing to share what some of your strategies are, who knows? It might get some more people to start participating, and hopefully we can get that match liquidity up, and especially before revival potions become a thing. But that is all I have for you guys in this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all in the next one and see you around the game. Take care.